Bitcoin is a digital currency created in 2008, and it introduced a blockchain-based digital currency in the world. The technology introduced the distributed ledger system into a new monetary network. Hedera, Hashgraph, and Holochain have emerged as blockchain alternatives with security, speed, and stability features. But what are the features of the two? Keep on watching this video to find out. Hey guys, welcome back to Crypto Animations, the channel where we explain to our viewers about the different types of cryptocurrencies and everything new investors should know. In today's video, we will talk about what HBAR and HOLO is. So be sure to be attentive, because you clearly don't want to miss out on an amazing opportunity to win a giveaway of a $25 crypto coin of your choice. Also, if you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications by hitting the bell so you never miss any of our uploads. Now, with the intro out of the way, let's get into our topic for today. Blockchain first hit popular headlines in the immediate aftermath of Bitcoin, the very first digital currency. The last decade has been witness to interesting developments where distributed ledger technology, or blockchain, in other terms, found numerous use cases besides powering cryptocurrencies. However, systemic inefficiencies and scaling problems led to developers looking for solutions outside the blockchain. There are novel and ingenious developments like Holochain, directed acylcic-graph, DAG, and Hashgraph. In essence, the gist is to keep the original purpose of blockchain alive in the face of new and unforeseen difficulties. The advent of the new solutions, which majorly differ from blockchain based on data structures, has brought other fundamental yet significant discussions regarding which network is the best. In this light, this paper intends to dissect the networks and bring their various strengths and limitations to the fore. Blockchain technology enables the transfer of any data or digital asset, including cryptocurrencies like bitcoins. Bitcoin created blockchains to achieve consensus among distributed nodes, enabling the transfer of digital goods without centralized transaction approval. Blockchains are secure, encryption-based, and network distributable new data structures. Blockchain tracks and validates every transaction as a distributed ledger system, making it safe and dependable. All transactions are allowed by miners, making the transactions permanent and preventing them from being hacked. Blockchain technology eliminates the need for any third party or central authority for peer-to-peer transactions. It also enables technology decentralization. Hashgraph is a type of distributed ledger technology whose foundation lies in consensus building. The consensus algorithm brings out the robustness and superiority of the distributed ledger technology network. In particular, the DLT relies on consensus timestamping to ensure that transactions on the network agree with each node on the platform. Unlike the traditional distributed ledger technology network, this type of DLT achieves transaction success solely via consensus. This is to say that nodes do not have to validate the transactions on the network. As such, users do not have to present proof of work. This aspect eliminates the need for two things. First, traditional blockchains, which rely on proof of work, need many computations to achieve transaction success. As a result, this factor makes transactions bulky, reaching a deficient number of TPS. On the contrary, Hashgraph only requires the nodes on the network to achieve consensus through gossip about gossip technique and virtual voting technique. Interestingly, these techniques do not require proof of work to validate transactions. As a result, there is little time between the initiation and completion of a transaction. Subsequently, the lack of need for proof of work in the DLT network means that there can be thousands of TPS. Interestingly, the team behind Hashgraph claims the network can achieve more than 250,000 TPS. With the virtual voting and gossip about gossip techniques, nodes on the Hashgraph DLT can experience fairness. In particular, consensus timestamping avoids the issue of blockchain-like canceling transactions or putting them on future blocks. Holochain is a type of distributed ledger technology that boasts what comes after blockchain technology. Despite the high dose of rhetoric in their bold statements, the Holochain team really has some solid propositions that rival other platforms. In particular, Holochain is after completely revolutionizing the internet as we know it. One of the exciting visions of Holochain is to change the present structure of the internet. The internet today is structured alongside a server-client basis. This is to say that decentralization is not optimum. Further, there is little democracy and freedom regarding the utilization of this resource. In light of this, Holochain wants to create a distributed network that can also be the basis of the next generation internet. According to the platform's white paper, Holochain is an amalgamation of blockchain, BitTorrent, and GitHub. This is to say that this is a DLT that is distributed among nodes to avoid any instance of centralized control of data flow. A distributed platform simply implies that each node will run on a chain of its own. This is to say that nodes or miners have the freedom to operate autonomously. Users can store data using specific keys in what the team behind Holochain calls a distributed hash table, or the DHT. However, this data stays in actual locations distributed in various locations across the globe. The interesting part of this data structure is that the network does not experience the burden of congestion common on a traditional blockchain. This distributed news of the locations that store data relieves the network and gives it more space for scalability. As such, transactions over this network can easily attain millions of TPS. Scalability is a huge problem that is dogging both the public and the private blockchain platforms. For instance, developers usually run into huge hurdles while creating decentralized applications, or known as dApps, on the traditional blockchain. This is because they need validation from the considerable community present on the platform. On the contrary, a developer on the Holochain platform will only need confirmation from the single chain that makes up the whole DLT network. As such, there is an insubstantial wait time between request and confirmation in this type of distributed ledger technology. Hashgraph is a suitable alternative to blockchain conversions. It employs a protocol that works as follows. Any node in the Hashgraph can distribute verified events on new input transactions and transactions obtained from others to its randomly selected peers. Such peer nodes add received events to a new event and then send them to other randomly selected peer nodes by providing accepted events from other nodes. The process continues until all nodes know what was generated initially. The quick integration feature of the protocol ensures that any new events can receive each node in the network. Holochain is a cryptographically secured application development framework for data integrity in decentralized peer-to-peer applications without approval. Essentially, Holochain enables multiple data storage space providers to run their independent subchains without any consensus algorithms. It is only necessary to keep a balance of accounts between different chains. So what's the conclusion? In contrast to the blockchain, the Hashgraph and Holochain are considered advanced technologies. However, that doesn't mean they will replace blockchain. Due to blockchain's features such as immutability and accountability, various products, organizations, and developers still prefer to work with blockchain technology. It is also well known, serving as the foundation for cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin and distributed application platforms such as Ethereum. For medium to high value transactions, blockchain provides strong guarantees and cost effectiveness. Nonetheless, Holochain is somewhat next level compared to blockchain. Essentially, Holochain seeks to introduce a new dynamic far different from the fundamental aim of blockchain. Blockchain seeks to decentralize transactions so that people can interact directly without a middle party. On the contrary, Holochain wants to make the interactions distributed. Holochain creates a network composed of various distributed ledger technology networks. Therefore, the DLT is a limitless network in terms of scalability and the number of transactions users can accomplish in a node. Nodes rely on a single network to initiate and validate transactions on a blockchain network. As such, as more blocks join the chain, the computational burden multiplies and the fees associated with transactions. On the contrary, nodes in Holochain run on their own chains. Therefore, there is more room for computations. Each node runs on its own chain in Holochain implies that there is no need for miners. As such, transaction fees are almost non-existent. Further, this means no tokenization on the platform, but rather smart contracts rule the space. Nodes running on their own chains imply that they will process ledgers that solely belong to them. This way, the relationship between various nodes on the network is trusted completely. Further, dApps have an infinite space to operate in. One can expect the dApps to operate at their optimum in all instances. Well guys, that's all we have for you today. What are your thoughts on HBAR and HOLO? Which one do you think is the better option? Let us know in the comment section down below. If you guys like this video, then be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Also, if you don't want to miss out on any new future videos, then be sure to click on the subscribe button and turn on the notification under this video so that you're notified the next time we upload a video on the latest cryptocurrency news. Thanks for watching. We hope you have a great day today, and as always, we'll see you in the next video.